versus France, Oxygen versus BDS. Who will be your new European champion?
It's a beautiful thing, Hercules. We have the solidity of Team BDS versus the fluency of Oxygen. And barring Oski's open net miss towards the end of the last series, they have looked perfect so far this tournament. It's been a real step up for this org, this team, this trio. And a return to form for Joyo, the man who gets an instant dunk from the floor. He is potentially performing at his peak right now.
He really is. I think the entire team as a whole, even you could argue that Oxygen is almost playing at a peak, but I kind of want to sit and say that might not have been the end of it. I think there might be more for them. I think BDS is a solid challenge for this team, and honestly, again, these two have the biggest targets on their back, and they're just here to show everybody what they're made of.
On the other side for Team BDS, it was Exotic, the man who hits the ball now towards the goal, who really stood out for me. His decision-making was brilliant. He was there yet again, making sure the ball just falls slowly towards Monkey Moon, but Oski steals in and gets it to the side. And there is that man once more. Exotic, just keep an eye on him, getting so many bumps and taps and nudges on Oxygen. Well, hopefully, as far as BDS are concerned, disrupt them slightly more than their last opponents were able to do.
A little bit of hesitation there from Archie to let Exotic take this one away, and it's teamwork to head to the backboard. It's a nice big clear out into the mid as well from Joyo, but quick turnaround from Exotic could mean potential BDS counter. As this one pops up high, here comes Joyo. Nobody's found their way onto the board quite yet. It's been a couple of shots, but nothing too creative enough to get around the defense.
Yeah, CJ mentioned on the desk that in his opinion it's an advantage to play the later semi-finals, so you're coming into the grand finals hot. So far though, it's Team BDS, I'd say, that have started this one a little bit better. They look quick, they look pacey. Nothing slowed down from their semi-final earlier when they frankly took Team Vitality apart at times. Exotic goes for a couple of touches, still comes away with the ball somehow. Just watch his pathing here, staying on the pad so he can intercept Archie and send the ball out wide. Most of this ball, Herc, being played in the orange half, sorry, in the blue half by the orange team.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a slow game for them headed into this one, and that's for the likes of BDS right now. Here comes Oxygen though. They wanted to turn and take a shot at this one. Archie's gonna send it back and follow this one all the way to the backboard. No angle on it. Instead, it's big clear. They get stopped mid by Joyo, the one that everybody's had their eyes on today. So many peak moments. The one player that you do want to slow down if you are BDS.
And Monkey Moon tries to get something spicy out of his own half. It was a lovely goal he scored at the end of the last one to really kill the series. It was, what, 3-4 touches off the floor and then pinched in. Absolute certified stunner from him, a player who has blown hot and cold. Seems to justify and sort of exemplify Team BDS, the way they have grown and shrunk as a team so far this season. As Archie sends that one forward, Monkey Moon should be there for the clearance, but no boost and doesn't really stay behind the ball there, so it could be a little bit dangerous. So Drali nips in. Mr. Dependable so far for Team BDS is Drali. Here is the attack continuing though for Oxygen. So far though, despite having, you know, their occasional sort of bouts of pressure, Oxygen have had no real clear-cut chances.
Yeah, it's been fairly interesting. This is one of the better chances though for BDS. Exotic from the sky. First one on the board, which is a good thing for BDS. We saw this against Vitality when they were able to take that first lead. They play a good game at making their opponents uncomfortable and holding on.
Yeah, both these two teams, neither of them able to lock in London, even with victory here in this tournament. They're just trying to solidify their space in that all-important top four. If Oxygen can win this one, they'll be almost there, but still have more work to do in a couple of weeks' time. For BDS, if they can win, the odds are looking good, but still plenty to do, though. So it's never going to be easy making it into the top four of Europe. So many teams vying to be there. And these two right in the ascendancy of all of it right now. As Joyo takes another touch, what can he do to the floor? He goes there, tries to bully in. Exotic reads and Archie follows up. The tap-in merchant does his job.
This team just works so incredibly well together. Exotic's touch, though, just wasn't strong enough, and it allowed enough time for Archie to go and get the finish on it. Tied game at a minute 17.
I'll be happy about that one, Oxygen. Despite really being slow out the block so far compared to Team BDS, that equalizer, that moment of brilliance from Joyo was enough for them, but Exotic has that of his own. Monkey Moon over the top. Is Drali going to be coming in? He is. Eventually, he gets there. He had so much time to wait for that ball and pick his spot. He did. Archie on the goal line. Doing his job both in attack and defense, but Exotic, one more touch. Joyo charges him down. Oski into the corner. No boost for him. He'll have to do something with nothing in the tank. Charlie's just waiting for him, still keeping 70 there. So he can take this dribble, he can flick it. Archie has boost, should be able to make the save, but doesn't. Charlie picks his spot and nails it.
Such a clinical flick too, and you can see the patience just allowing Joyo to question where Charlie was gonna go, and he said, no, just gonna wait. Great upper 90 shot, and then you take that lead back 45 seconds for Oxygen to respond.
Yeah, just an auction and put themselves back in it. BDS steal it back away from them with that goal right there, but it falls to Joyo from the kickoff. It's a goal for Yester, 2-2.
What happened here, Archie? He sends it up, and what? It's a pinch down, and Joyo right place, right time. It's open.
Good kickoff plays though from Oxygen. You know, it's never lost with the current meta of having all these plays behind your belts. There's a lot you can focus on. Drali's won that one now. Can he do the same thing against Joyo that he's just had done to him? It's going to fall almost towards Monkey Moon. Archie was aware, sniffed out the danger, and sent it back at least for now. But Archie sends forward. Oski in front of the ball as he loves to be, but no boost at all. All he can do is allow Joyo in. 20 seconds left. This one could go either way.
18 seconds left on the clock. If somebody wants to try and steal it away, now's your moment. Monkey Moon, low boost, left for Exotic, and through it. 12 seconds, BDS go up.
I'm wondering here, what happened to the Oxygen defense? It was just Joyo being bullied out the way by Monkey Moon, who won that so cleanly. So Archie, who was in the opposite corner, picking up some boost, suddenly found himself miles away from the ball, couldn't get back in time, and now, not much time left for Oxygen.
BDS, they have such a great history of stealing games away at the last moment, at least as far as today's been concerned. 4 seconds left, Demo in a pinch forward. 1 on the clock. Can they keep it up into the air? Joyo, enough in the tank to make a play. Can he get one off the crossbar? No, it's a follow and down onto the ground. BDS take game number 1.
So Oxygen are going to have a tough series ahead of them.
I definitely agree on that one. Granted, I will say both of these teams in their semifinals, scoreline went 4-1. So, same could be said on either end, right? They both want to repeat what they just did. This is a huge, huge swing game. I think if BDS could take this almost in the same fashion, I would argue that momentum would 100% be in their favor from here out.
Well, we shall see. Here on Forbidden Temple, and once more it's Team BDS that have started this one, looking a little bit feistier, a little bit spicier and quicker. Nipping in there, stealing the touches. Charlie tries to once more again against Archie. That was the bat ball. Could be an early chance for Monkey Moon. He just tries to place it towards Exotic. Not sure why he didn't just shoot that one. It seemed to me there was an opportunity to put down a real spike towards the net, but Monkey Moon knows best. Keeps the attack going for Team BDS, and they start in the ascendancy once more.
This one's still up. Monkey Moon just trying to force it forward. Drolly, the one we've seen so many times, the pass down to Exotic and the double off the side. It was a mini one, but it's in. And there you have it, a BDS lead very early on.
Yeah, they're just beating Oxygen to the ball. All ends up Oxygen, they're looking boost-starved. They're being pinned back in their own half. Pretty much from the opening kickoff, it was all Team BDS. That's a decent effort for the slow kickoff. It actually backfires though. Monkey Moon, the ball just avoided him by a split second. Charlie has Monkey Moon now in front of him. He goes underneath. That's good defending there. That was not simple from, I think it was Joyo, but he somehow managed to get something on the ball.
And now, it's all on the likes of Oxygen to respond, but it's going to be hard when you're stuck in your own half. Oski's barely got a touch on it, but it's not enough to keep the double out. Jirali successful once again.
Yeah, Oski looked like he'd got away with one, misjudged the backboard, or at least didn't have the boost to get to the ball. Maybe it was a brilliant attempt at getting the block. Either way, not quite to be, and BDS have a 2-goal lead.
They look so good, and this is what I talked about, right? It's got to be the same level of consistency that you saw in the first game. You can't falter at all, especially against a team like Oxygen, who's been arguably one of the most consistent teams throughout this 5th qualifier. They've taken down so many of the top names in Europe. They're looking to just take another one and add them to the list. Joyo over to 1. This one could waterfall down, but somehow it's just another clear.
We do at least have Oxygen getting to move on forward into the orange half. It's been a while here in game 2 since we've been there. Eventually the ball ends up back in their half. And Joy does take out Exotic, which should open up a little bit of space for them to play with. Let's see if they can do anything with it as Archie charges down Jirali. Exotic round the corner, goes for the musty, but Oski was sniffing that one out straight away. So Joyo can clear it as far as Archie. Oski waiting underneath. He's desperate to get involved in this play. Archie gets the flip reset, but it's a little bit slow. He didn't really have the angle. And credit to Drali, he was up quick yet again. So BDS defending aggressively. Always wanted to get a touch on that ball. There's no clean touches for Oxygen. It's always, at best, a 50-50 for them. At worst, they're beaten, like Drali beat Oski there. Finally, Oski gets a clean couple of touches on the ball, tries that trick again that worked in the semi-finals. Not to be this time. Archie maybe could have put that one on target. Joyo does. It's the slow shot, and it works.
In a matter of seconds, Oxygen goes from only having 1 registered shot to 3 and a goal. And it took pure creativity to get around them, right? And teamwork, finally finding each other to be able to bob and weave. The BDS defense working out great, closing the gap too. As they head into the second half of this match, Joyo reset, attempt to go over Drali, it's not enough, and Oski's up next, but the backboard's covered.
Yeah, suddenly though, the BDS defense looks a lot more open. It's Oxygen that are finding their passes. Joyo had to go back for some boost, but it was effective. Archie almost takes out Drali, who's going to be next in line for Oxygen. It seems it's one touch for one of their players after the next. It's always falling to a car in blue. Joyo is the next one. That's the man they want to get involved. Archie follows up, doing his job so well, but can't quite put that one on net. Exotic's clearance as far as Drali. Oski should be able to put this one sideways. Monkey Moon in aggressively. He's been doing that for years. Falls to Exotic. Anyone underneath this one is just going to fake his way in. Not quite to be. BDS had to go onto the back foot for a spell, but they seem to be back on the attack.
Yep, very quick transitions from BDS, which is what you want to see. You don't want to get pinned into your own half for too long. But same can be said for Oxygen, finally breaking out there. Monkey Moon tries to go over the sidewall. This one centers itself. Monkey Moon's upfield enough, can't quite take the shot though. Everything's slow, and Oski wants the flick back. Instead, it's just gonna pinch there. Joyo's gonna take a shot, it's wide, and pass back to Monkey Moon. Counter comes through. In a minute and 10 seconds, it's back on BDS pressure.
Yeah, these wide shots from Oxygen, they seem to be intentional. I'll get back to that point in a second, because Monkey Moon, suddenly the ball fell for him.
I love this. I mean, listen, I knew they were good, but this is next level, and that's exactly what you gotta bring against Oxygen. They've been doing this to everybody all weekend, so now to do it back and extend your lead consistently is gonna be so big.
Yeah, I mean, it was a class fake there from Drali, but down the other end, his Archie goes for a double tap. Drali gets across yet again. Oski has to put this one towards the center. Joyo misses that one. That one wasn't an intentional fake. A straight up whiff there from Joyo. Archie sends it forward. There is still time here for Oxygen. They have to get going soon. Joyo with one more attempt. Drali saves it yet again, and BDS send that ball away.
They are forcing Oxygen into frustration. You're putting as many shots towards that net as you can, but defense is incredible right now for BDS. Here comes another one, pass. Attempt to Joyo, but it's an interception from Exotic. Oski trying to force it, keeping it going, but nobody can get past BDS. 17 seconds left and a 2-goal lead. This has to go in.
It's another poor shot there from Joyo, and it will lead to Exotic with the simplest chance of his life.
You want to play high risk, high reward. You gotta be prepared on the back end. Nobody there. 10 seconds left with a 3-goal lead. It's safe to say this is BDS's game.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say earlier that I feel like Oxygen are trying to go for these sort of low doubles where you put the ball to the side of the goal instead of shooting straight up because they know how good BDS are defensively. And it was sort of almost working, but since the collapse, you just want to see Oxygen put some shots on target, give themselves something to take into this next. Playing this highly mechanical playstyle, when you do cool off, it's really difficult to grind out a victory. That was my worry about Oxygen going into this split. When they're hot, they're always going to be incredible. They're going to be able to take down any team. But when things do cool down, when you don't quite sink that flip reset or you hit the post when you should be scoring a wonder goal, can you just steal a win? Can you get an ugly goal? Can you get those nitty-gritty plays? Well, we will see now, but once again from the kickoff, Herc, it's BDS that have started better. Look at them, already controlling the blue half.
Yeah, they decide that pace of play and where they're gonna be at right now, and they own the midfield line. Attempts are being made constantly to get past it, but even then, look at them. They're all back, waiting, ready to go. And it's not enough. They work together so quickly to get passed out. Joyo wants to try and find somebody to push this ball forward. It's an attempt from Archie, but Exotic keeps it out.
Yeah, but Archie's at least going some bumps on his way out. Dryly's been sent away. Monkey Moon charged forward as quickly as he could there. Very BDS of him to just make sure you hold down R2 as soon as you land. He's going to be doing the same, but Dryly comes away with it. He sees Monkey Moon in his rear view window. Just wanting to get something on this ball right now, Oxygen. They have managed to steady the flow of BDS's attack, at least from the beginning, and that huge clearance from Archie will continue to help with that one. It's an interesting period in this series right now, Oxygen. I think they're more desperate not to concede than they will be to score.
Here comes Monkey Moon. Big clear towards that back net, forcing Oski out of his boost and then stealing his away. The demo puts him back, and it's just slow time, slow and confident play from BDS. And you mentioned it before, right? If Oxygen aren't playing at the pace that they want to be at, in kind of almost in that flow state, right? I feel like BDS is pulling them out of that. It's so uncomfortable that BDS, they just control everything at that point.
And it's impressive as well that Team BDS first did it to Vitality, who would have been my #1 pick going into these semi-finals, and now it's looking like they're doing it to Oxygen as well, who would have been my #2 pick. So the way they're able to just quell what's working so well for their opponents is huge for them. Definitely they've been looking at replay reviews, working so hard on their game plan, because that seems to be the main thing about Team BDS right now. As Joyo sends that one out wide, Oski gets the touch, but Monkey Moon in there so fast yet again. So rapid, he leaves that one. That's going to be a chance for Dryly. He shoots at the near post, but Joyo saves.
Great save there from Joyo, but pressure's not over yet. Monkey Moon past Oski. Another touch to himself, just trying to slow things down to take a shot towards the backboard. But Archie, finally, these challengers are coming in fast enough to intercept and push forward. Pass over to Archie. Shot on target, but Monkey Moon sends it off. And as soon as Oxygen finally got a taste of offense, they're racing back to defend.
They do at least have some boost now. Oski and Joyo both charging for the ball. It's a little bit desperate for Oxygen. All of them want to get on it. All of them just, their hands are shaking, wanting to get as much control of things as possible. Exotic leaves, the ball is left to him by Monkey Moon. This one's in the corner. It's a bit of a scrap for boost there in the corner, but Joyo, thankfully for him, can come away with it. He's got some boost to play with, but Monkey Moon once more is up so high. Joyo and Archie almost pinch it, but it doesn't work either. Nothing quite happening for Oxygen.
They're trying to create these moments for themselves, but BDS is so good at just anticipating what they are going to do and turning it around on themselves. It takes two players. And you got 90 seconds left with BDS in your faces. This one is going to be one of the few moments that allows Oxygen to push forward, but they get demoed and sent back immediately.
Man, Exotic must be horrible to play against. Dryly now and Monkey Moon. It's all Dryly. Exotic for once was waiting behind in third man. How does he deal with this sort of pressure? Joyo around him. Exotic does well enough to get it as far out as Oski. Now it's Joyo. Oxygen have definitely upped the pace here. Archie, he comes in as the third man. Up against Dryly, Archie wants to get at least the ball, if not the bump. Doesn't get either in the end because Dryly just weaves his way around ball and defender, still sees it away, but Oxygen remain on the attack. Oh!
Attempt here, the pass to Oski. It's the double off the side from Archie, and the finish that goes through. An attempt to steal this away in the final few moments has been made.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't see that coming from Archie. On the backboard, weaving his way, and then bouncing out, dodging inwards to get a beautiful assist, give Oxygen their lead, and maybe their foothold in the series. But wait a minute, here comes Dryly with the flip reset in the center, but for once, there's no one from BDS there.
There needed to be somebody pushed up. That was such a great opportunity. 34 seconds, though. You collect that 100 boost. Dryly gets shut down by Joyo. And Monkey Moon gonna try and send this up there with Dryly, working together to try and get past the defense. Is it gonna be enough? It's left for Dryly to take the shot. Joyo with a squishy save, and the demo keeps this one out.
Yeah, the pace that Joyo had to do that. No time to make your decision. You just have to act. Here he is again after respawning. Has boost, but the ball's bypassed him. Monkey Moon, 8 seconds to play with. He has the boost, but it's too loose. Joyo can finish it here. No, more poor open net shots from Oxygen, but will they get away with it again? It's Oski. He kills it this time. Oxygen take their game. But by no means is it actually true. He has mechanics, and we saw it there, bouncing off his own backboard to tee up Oxygen and get themselves going.
Well, here we are. It's starting out with what seems like games past. BDS on offense in the early stages here. Archie wants to shut that down quickly. Reset over the midfield line. 2 touches to try and tee up Oski on this shot here, but Joyo's next. Not trying to slow things down. Demo for their efforts as everybody gets sent back, but a big clear for BDS. And a pass over to Exotic, floats on through, and BDS first on the board.
Yeah, Joyo went for one bump too many there. He was trying to spawn his opponents into oblivion, but once they wriggled away from him, suddenly there was all the space in the world for Drali and Exotic to combine and give BDS yet another early lead.
Back into kickoff we go. It's Archie attempting, and it's working. This one off the backboard slow. You got to pop this one high for BDS, and they do so. Drali gets sent back, though. And this is a great level of pressure from Oxygen. It's a lot more consistent.
Yeah, certainly. They're stopping BDS really having the flow of the game. Now it seems to be Oxygen's, despite the fact that BDS have the lead. It was a huge counter-attacking play, and hopefully for Oxygen, that will give them hope. BDS, they'll know they can play like this. They can hold out for minutes at a time. But maybe not when Archie is cooking something right now. Oski's the player that the ball's going to fall for. And where is their third? Drali clears it. Suddenly the attack comes to nothing for Oxygen, and once more, Team BDS swallow up all that pressure and then just get ready to throw it back in the faces of Oxygen. As soon as they get the ball, they cause danger. And Exotic, that man, every time an opponent's about to launch an attack on BDS, there's Exotic.
I love it. You can't not love it. You're forcing them out of your half through the demos and the bumps. There's no better way to make sure that they are not in your way. Monkey Moon off the sidewall just continues to frustrate the likes of Oxygen. They just want to push on through.
Oh.
Huge one from Oski. I love the cheat up on it, but still it's anticipation from none other than Exotic.
Yeah, it was nice from Archie yet again. He knew where his teammate was, but the finish not quite there. So close to being the equalizer. Oxygen, the mechanics are starting to warm up. The furnaces are beginning to burn, but Exotic continually is getting in their way, swatting away these half chances. As Drali chases Oski, Oski seals the boost, a double demo. Both teams lose a player. Oski has so much space to play with now. He goes for the musty. Exotic saves it. Monkey Moon clears it. Now Drali could complete yet another BDS counter. It's off the backboard, and it's sunk. And that, from Drali, is quality.
Peak Rocket League from this team. That is the sheer definition of teamwork.
Oh.
It was the save over to the transition and just a pure slot from BDS. 2-0. You got 2:45 on the clock. That's it to try and respond. And with the way things are looking, you're going to have to get a couple demos on the board there if you want out of this one, Oxygen.
It's been such a tight game. Only 5 shots in total. We have had 3 for Oxygen and now 3 for Team BDS as they continue this attack. Archie doinks it upwards, but Exotic read it. These guys have been in their doink training packs. Good to see it. Drali forwards. That should be saved easily enough by Joyo, who can almost pick up some boost. Doesn't need to in the end, so just bullets the ball forward. And Exotic and Monkey Moon, clearly their comms were pretty speedy there, because that's the sort of scary one. I would not leave that one to my goalkeeper.
My heart dropped when I saw that, and then I immediately went, oh, they're just pure comms right now. Joyo around the corner, over to Archie. Great save there from Jolly, though, to send back out mid. I think at this point, BDS is just allowing Oxygen to take their shots, make their saves, and eventually this big clear is going to come through as Monkey Moon sends this one out into the corner.
But it's caught by Oski, and while BDS are relatively comfortable on their own backboard, you don't want to leave Oxygen too many opportunities. Eventually, one of their mechanical attempts will land. You have to send it away. But Archie's got, wow, he had a flip, he had no boost, but he managed to flip it towards Oski. More improvisation from Archie, who's mechanically, I would say, standing out the most for Oxygen right now.
I would definitely agree on this one. It's not going to stop, though. Here comes Oski down and still cannot find his way through. The Monkey Moon keeps it going past to Drali off the corner. Oski saves this one out. 1 minute and 10 seconds. Time is ticking away.
Yeah, but all Oxygen need is one, and they will start to really think they can get back into this one. Exotic, though, is not letting it happen. Here's Joyo. He goes to the ceiling. Can he beat Monkey Moon? No. Monkey Moon read it yet again. Exotic still sniffing around, not letting Archie escape, not letting Oxygen have anything.
It is pure pressure from BDS. Exotic has been a monster on defense and a monster on offense. The setup for Monkey Moon to push forward. You got less than a minute 3 goals have been unanswered too, and that's what stands between BDS and another match point.
Oh, we had a fake kickoff. We had a pre-jump there to the ceiling from Joyo. All of them involved. I like the attempt, I like the play. Not quite to be that time from Oxygen, but still they're talking, still they're trying to figure out ways to finagle their way back into this series. But it does seem, Herc, like this is going to be BDS's to lose. So near now to 3-1 up in the series, and a marathon if Oxygen wish to come back.
22 seconds left. Oski trying to make final attempts with Archie, and they come out successful.
Suddenly, there's a chance. Charlie messed about with the ball too much in his own half. Oski does the simple thing, and Archie, who else was there? Are we gonna have another kickoff play here for Oxygen? It was the fake last time around. This time it's Archie going for it. It's the bot kickoff attempt, the two of them trying to pinch it goalwards. Not quite to be there, and BDS should be able to just steal those last few grains of sand from the timer and take this game for themselves.
Yeah, you got seconds left. There's clearly just nothing at this. And take that into the walks, the pound in the game. But BDS, they are heading to match point.
And it's been another massive performance from Team BDS. You know, they went into the Vitality series. I believe it was a relatively close to a clean sweep of predictions for Team Vitality, and chat included, I think, went for Vitality as well. Nobody was expecting BDS really to make so close to nearly securing themselves into London. Still not quite yet for either of these teams, no matter who wins it. But Oxygen will be kicking and screaming and trying to block their way every step down that path.
Early stages are reminiscent of games past. It's BDS on the attack again, just taking turns, one shot after the other. Joyo gonna bop this one out into the corner on this one. Pressure finally let up just for a moment as Monkey Moon clears this one upfield. The pressure doesn't stop here.
Yeah, it's going to be another decent start for Team BDS. It has been a staple of this series, but in the first 20 seconds or so of every game, they've had all the play, but wow, what an own goal that could have been. Poor old Exotic just wafted towards the ball, almost bounced off his butt into the back of the net. Thankfully for BDS, they were awake in defense. Monkey Moon gets the flip reset, wants one more, bullets his way. It's like throwing a dart towards the Oxygen net, and no one can stop it.
They can't stop BDS. It's momentum based at this point, and the confidence just keeps going. If you're gonna be going for bump plays at this, there is a new level of preparation that needs to be handled by Oxygen. You gotta be ready for anything that comes your way. Off the kickoff, Exotic into the likes of the Oxygen side here. And 50 seconds in, BDS hold the lead.
And Joe and Oski now getting in each other's way. Oxygen starting to trip over each other. This is where that desperation comes back, where they'll be so keen just to get on the ball and make something happen. They have to avoid forcing it, but when Dryly gets touches like that, it gets even more difficult. Joyo puts it onto the crossbar, but Exotic follows up his own touch, and it's brilliant.
I'm telling you that the follow-ups on this team are so quick with it that you gotta have a second person ready. You saw Oski, but he was completely low on boost, trying to get back and bail out. But instead, it's a 2-goal lead for BDS that looks like it's continuing to extend.
Every time Team BDS are questioned, every time they seem to be about to fall from the bottom of that top 4, they step back up. But Oxygen is not gonna let them have it easy.
Speechless. I'm curious, but speechless. Archie, he's the one that I know a lot of people, they look to Joyo when you look at the squad to kind of turn things around, but I really truly think Archie has the capability to be that person as well. I'm just curious if it can happen as we head back into the Oxygen half. It's a back pass, just kind of slow things down a little bit here, but a 50 allows the opportunity for a shot from none other than Archie, but Monkey Moon to keep out.
Oxygen, if nothing else, have well and truly stemmed the tide. Now, they have to keep squeezing the accelerator, charging forwards against Team BDS. Showing no fear, but when the demos come out, it's far from easy. Exotic has all the control in the world. He just waits for Monkey Moon, and Monkey Moon sinks it.
I mean, Monkey Moon's been waking up. What else would you expect from the team right now? It's just a great follow on it. 2-goal lead, over 3:15. There's plenty of time for Oxygen, but you gotta get control over this ball. You cannot let it get away from you.
Yeah, it was also Drali doing an exotic there, getting the demo, then getting one more bump and making it so easy for the BDS attack. Now exotic fakes his way through, Drali to the backboard, Oski is there. Oxygen need to remind themselves there's only 2 goals in this one. They are more than capable of coming back in this time, but it's more BDS pressure. They seem to be everywhere now. They're swarming all over. Oxygen, one more chance for Monkey Moon to the side. Wanted to get the bump on Joyo, but not quite able to do so. Joyo, he manages to just sort of juke his way down to the orange half. Has no boost at all, though. And every time one of their players, Oxygen, does get control on the ball, they've got nothing in the tank, Herc.
Yeah, there's nothing left for them. Now you're just racing back home, trying to anticipate the amount of pressure that's about to come towards your way from BDS. Oski low on boost, leaves this for Archie to make the clear. He does, but Exotic almost immediately sends it back. Reset over one, pass over to Joyo. It's a wide shot and down, but at least there's progress being made on the attempts.
Yeah, there was talk of England versus France from the desk going into this one. Stumpy's wearing his England top, but so far it's been all the French. Drali clears it long for Team BDS. Another huge moment, just when Oxygen were moving forwards. Exotic into the center, Drali's gonna turn around. What can BDS conjure up here? Here he goes, Drali, he's got 50 boost left. Goes around for the flip reset, fakes it, just tries to land the ball and send it goalwards. Joyo was alert to it, but more time stolen.
An Exotic back to the corner, just wasting time. Even if you make one touch to the other on your team, as far as BDS is concerned, it's still in your favor. You're up by 2. Looking to make it 3. And a boost steal in the corner here means Oxygen got their work cut out for themselves to try and break out of their half.
But here comes Joyo, though. He's got the ceiling reset. He wants to get it, but the ball just wouldn't quite land yet again. Now he's sniffing around for some bumps. Monkey Moon is almost knocked out of the way. Joyo gets it towards Oski, who can't do too much in that situation, even with his mechanics. Drali up against Archie. Archie wins it cleanly. Oxygen are getting hits on the ball, but they're just not able to do anything with them.
No, it's been a challenge this entire time for Oxygen to try and keep up with what BDS has been doing. They set the tone, they set the pace of play, and with a minute left to go, you're playing catch up now. And from the ceiling, here comes Archie, off it, down pass over to Joyo, and still out.
Yeah, Joyo, though, keeps it going. He's got no boost to the ceiling with him. Oski gets another clean touch in the corner, but it goes nowhere. Archie's following up, but he's been bypassed. Here's Exotic. It's France v England. France is winning. It's the World Cup semi-finals all over again. Harry Kane's missing a penalty. Herc, take over. This is hurting me.
This is the end. 30 seconds before BDS can do what was supposed to be deemed the impossible and improbable, which was go against everyone's wishes. Nobody wanted to see them succeed. The majority of Europe wanted them to fail, but they said no. Pitch off the ground, Monkey Moon in the net, and BDS are gonna be your new European champions.
How apt that it's Monkey Moon as well, the one that removes any and all doubt and ensures that Team BDS will be reascending to their throne. France is going to be back on top. Monkey Moon is back on a winning EU team. Herc, he just keeps on doing it. New teammates, new rosters, new formats, same old Team BDS. They claim victory here in Open Qualifier number 5.
I could not be happier for this team. They look so